So I want to talk about Darius Cooks' feedback to Tabitha Brown and why a lot of his advice is actually toxic to Black business owners. First, let's take a glimpse at what he had to say.
I would have never signed my name to Target. I don't care if Target giving her $10 million. She could have started her own company. She could have sold her own product. $56 million out the gate. $20 million ain't even enough. This woman has the ability. All she had to do was create 5 cookbooks, $150 million in the bank. 100% hers. No middleman, no agent, no manager, nobody to pay but your labor and your employees. $150 fucking million yours.
So let me kick it off by saying I have not seen this entire clip. I've seen most of it. And I've also seen a clip from another live where he was talking about the topic again. But my commentary has less to do with Darius Cooks specifically, because I think a lot of other creators have that covered. And I wanted to tackle it from a different angle, which is about the actual advice that he was giving Tabitha Brown about her product strategy, because I found it to be pretty interesting. And I wanted to break down some of the flaws and misconceptions that I noticed in his commentary. So here is my first point. There is a lot of cost associated with launching a large-scale product-based brand. And there's a lot of important expertise associated with properly running that kind of company. You have to develop the product, partner with manufacturers, design and produce the product packaging, source supplies and ingredients, manage those vendors, work with sales and distribution brokers to get your product into stores. That's if you don't plan on developing your own brick and mortar locations, and or manage your e-commerce sales channels, plus shipping and handling. Not to mention the marketing and advertising costs associated with generating the kind of visibility and brand equity that a company like Target has. I'm a personal brand strategist, but I'm also a product marketer who has managed boutique brands that make $2 million a year all the way up to large e-commerce brands that are generating billions of dollars in revenue per year. The resource investment that it would have cost Tabitha Brown to launch her own product line across categories like grocery, home decor, kitchenwares, and gifts, all categories that she has a presence in Target, by the way, it would likely not have left her with
$150 million in the bank. 100% hers.
Not only that, but as a personal brand, when you partner with a legacy retailer to launch a product line rather than going the independent route, you get to reap the benefit of their brand equity and distribution system, while your responsibility is to be a creative partner and maintain the integrity and positive public standing of your personal brand. That's it. Maybe you don't pocket all of the profit of the products that your brand is attached to, but you shouldn't, because you also don't shoulder nearly as much risk and responsibility as being the product producer and distributor. And while I definitely think it's important to promote ownership among Black influential figures, this advice gets toxic and ignorant when you start urging people to deny well-vetted, mutually beneficial opportunities, essentially because of greed. Like, he keeps talking about how much money she could make. That motivation is greed, it's not strategy. Especially if leading this sort of business operation is not your core competency, it's not your passion, and it's not your goal. But let's just say that it is your goal to have your own privately owned product line, which Tabitha Brown also does, by the way. A long-standing partnership like this with high-performing sales is fantastic proof of concept that your brand has what it takes to make an impact in the market. So if the partnership ends, or if something goes awry with Target's public image, Tabitha Brown will not be left out in the cold. She can always leverage this experience to raise investment rounds in the future, or sell directly to the massive new audience that she's built as a result of this platform and this partnership. I could honestly poke even more holes in Darius's strategic consultation to Tabitha, but I think y'all get it. Let me know your thoughts about the commentary and be sure to follow if you like this conversation. Mwah.